Hi everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to fold a square using the chiaroscuro technique. This square is a really easy application of the technique, and it's kind of the first obvious thing to fold when you discover this technique. When you shine a light on it, the shadows have a really cool illusory effect that changes when you rotate it or when you shine the light from a different angle. I plan on releasing a few videos with different designs using this technique, so make sure you're subscribed and that you've clicked that notification bell so you don't miss those. I'll be using a 6-inch square of kami, but just about any size or type of paper will work as long as it's a square. This technique was first explored in depth by Andrea Russo and then was also explored widely by Benjamin Parker, which is where I first discovered the technique. You can find their explorations into the chiaroscuro technique on either of their Flickr pages or on Benjamin's website. I'll link to all of that below. They've both done some amazing and creative things with it. The possibilities with the chiaroscuro technique are endless, so I highly recommend you check out their work. But I'll have the history and the links to the other artists down in the description, so let's get down to folding. Now I'm going to be starting with the colored side up, although this does look great from both sides. Now we're going to be folding a diagonal 16 by 16 grid. So if you already know how to do that, then you can skip ahead. If you look down in the progress bar, there will be chapters listed there. Skip ahead to the chapter folding the square. Otherwise, just follow along. But we'll start by valley folding in half along both of the diagonals. So we'll bring this right corner over to the left corner. Now make sure those corners line up, and then you can crease it all the way across. And then unfold. Next we'll bring the bottom corner up to the top corner. And crease that corner to corner. And then unfold. Now we'll bring that top corner down to the center of this X. Just make sure it lies right in the center and then crease it down. Now we can bring this bottom edge up to that same center. And then we can unfold the bottom. Next we'll bring this bottom corner up to the center of the top edge. And then unfold. Now bring that bottom corner up to the center of the crease closest to it. And then unfold. And now we can unfold that top corner. Now we'll bring that top corner down to the center of this crease, which is the second one up. And then unfold. And now bring that top corner down to the center of the first crease. And then unfold. Now we'll rotate the paper, and we're going to repeat all of those steps on this side. So we'll bring this top corner down to the center. Then we'll bring the bottom corner up to the center. And then unfold and bring that bottom corner up to the center of the top edge. And then unfold. Now bring that bottom corner up to the center of the first crease. And then unfold. And then unfold the top. And bring that top corner down to the center of the second crease up. Unfold. And then bring that top corner into the center of the crease closest to it. and then unfold. Next, we're going to turn the paper over. Now we're going to divide each of these sections in half. So we'll do that by pleating. So we'll start on this bottom corner. We're going to take that bottom corner and valley fold it up to the center of the crease closest to it. You can see that close up. And for the next step, we're going to be bringing that crease that we just folded to, we're going to form that into the mountain fold and bring it up to the next crease. So form that mountain fold, and then bring it up to the next crease. And then crease it down. And that should look like that. Now just form that next crease into a mountain fold again and bring it up to the crease closest to it. And then do that one more time. And now we're going to rotate the paper, and we'll just repeat all those steps on this side. So bring that bottom corner up to the first crease, then form that first crease and bring it up to the next one, and repeat, and repeat. Now we're going to unfold everything and then flatten the paper out. And now rotate, and then we'll repeat all those steps right here, dividing each of these sections in half. So bring that bottom corner up, then form the crease, bring it to the next one, and repeat. And repeat. And then rotate and repeat everything on this side. And then unfold all of that. Next, we'll turn the paper over and then rotate so it looks like this. Now we're going to bring this bottom edge up to the center, but we're not going to crease it all the way across. We're going to stop the crease 2 squares away from the edge on each side. So I'll fold it first and then show you close up what I mean. Now, if you need help finding the center, you can just follow the 2 diagonals into where they meet. Or you can just count down 4 creases from the top. But we'll take this bottom edge, bring it up to the center. And then we're gonna start the crease from the middle. And then we'll crease it over 2 grid lines. And stop right there. And then we'll do the same thing on the left. And then we'll unfold that. Now, if you look at that closely, you can see that crease runs across and it stops with 2 squares left on the right and 2 squares left on the left. Now we're going to do the same thing with each of the other 3 edges until this forms a square. Now, the easiest way to do that is just to rotate and then repeat the steps. So bring this edge up to the center again. Then crease it over 2 grid lines from the center to the left and right. And unfold. Then rotate and repeat. and rotate and repeat. Now I'm going to rotate the paper again. Now next what we're going to do is form these pleats running all the way up again, and then we're going to change the directions of those pleats when they interact with the square. So as an example, this mountain fold, as it hits the square, will turn this way and connect with this mountain fold running back out. And then this valley fold will change right there. And then it will go like that and continue all the way across in that way. Same with this side, it'll just be mirrored. This should be a little easier than it sounds though, but we're going to start by forming these pleats all the way up. These are all the existing creases we already have. And then if you look at the paper from the top, you'll just open it out a little bit. And if you look at where the creases of the square start, this should be the corner of that square. We're going to be taking this mountain fold, and then right where it hits that square, it's going to be forming a mountain fold running vertically, connecting with this one. So essentially we're just going to be forming this crease between these 2 points as we form the square. I find it easiest if you start to close this edge up and then just kind of pop that one through. And now with the next crease, this one's going to be a valley fold. And it'll be right where it connects with this square again. But I find it easiest if, as you're closing this up, you just kind of push the paper through to the other side like that. It just kind of pops over. And we're forming these pleats as the square is forming. So this next one's going to be a mountain fold again. And then the next one, a valley. I'll unfold that a little bit just so you can see what happened. And we have half of that square formed. Then it's just going to be the same thing on this side. We'll just continue it, but it'll be shrinking as we go now. And to do this, you kind of need to work the paper from both sides. But most of these creases do happen pretty naturally. We actually didn't form any new creases in that process. We just collapsed on all the existing ones. They should just have these 4 flaps that should all be equal now. Next, we just unfold that. Don't actually flatten it, just unfold it so you still have the mountains and valleys in place, and they just have the ridges. So it's not completely flat. Then you just lay it down. Now you can just rotate it and see how the light plays with the shadows in different ways. Just the way it interacts with the paper can bring the square out in unique ways from every angle. You can try making the lights higher or lower. Right now I have 2 light sources, but if you use just one, it looks even better and the shadows are more pronounced. You can also flip it over and it looks great from the other side. And you can also try folding it in a way that doesn't have all the extra grid lines. So you can see right here, there's all these extra creases because we pre-creased the entire grid, and those extra creases can be a little distracting. You could fold one like this that doesn't have any of those extra creases. It looks really, really clean. I'll post the crease pattern down in the description. If you just follow the crease pattern exactly and don't make any of the extra creases, it looks awesome. It is a little bit more difficult to do it that way, but it's an awesome challenge, so I encourage you to give it a try. Now you can modify this design by just changing the size of that inner square. You'll just fold that square on a different grid line, making it either bigger or smaller. I'll show examples of each of the options right here, and you can try whichever one you like. Also, don't forget to check out Andrea Russo and Benjamin Parker's work, linked down in the description. They've both done some amazing things with this technique and are great sources of inspiration. You could also increase or decrease the grid size. This one's a 32 by 32 grid, but you could make it any size you want, and then you could change the size of the square on the new grid as well. And make sure you're subscribed, because next week I'll be teaching this square using the chiaroscuro technique. And I have a lot more videos planned after that with this technique, so stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.